What has YBA become? I want you to take a look at two of these clips. Now, if you're not missing brain cells, you'll be able to tell the difference of the playstyles in these clips. The main difference I'm talking about is the fact that M1s were used heavily in old YBA, literally as your main damage output. But in the second clip, all you have to do is chain moves to do damage. Moves that the other person can't even get out of. It's almost as if Uzuki is trying to make the game super easy. And as you know, fights being super easy isn't fun at all. Unless you're a bully or you got an ego on a Roblox game. A lot of the fun from fighting games comes from struggling. If you win and it feels like you've earned it, you'll continue to play that game and get, the same rush of excitement that you got while struggling. But if a win feels like you haven't earned it, you'll feel like a fraud. And that's mainly what I'm feeling right now. This game is not skill based, so every time you win a fight, you know it's because of what you're using and not because of your skill. And if you think otherwise, you're wrong. If something's too easy, it's not worth it, right? So why apply that to the game that you're making? You might be asking, why would someone want the game to be hard? Isn't the game being easy a good thing? And yes, while it might sound like a good thing, it's not. There should be a balance between a simple PvP mechanic and a hard PvP mechanic. You should be walking into a fight thinking, oh, there's a chance I might lose this, but I'ma do it anyway. And then it'll feel like it's worth it when you win. Now I feel like Uzu completely forgot about the importance of M1s in this game. It was the main difference between a bad PvP game like A Bizarre Day or AUT and a good PvP game. With these new reworked abilities, Scary Monsters, White Album, Crazy Diamond even, there's no incentive to use M1s. Why? Because if you do use M1s, you'll literally break that 100-0 combo that Uzu put into these stands. Why would anyone use M1s if they can win in the easiest way possible? And for OGs that used to play this game, I feel like they're the ones that I hit the most. I mean, there was so much emphasis on using M1s back then. If you weren't good at using M1s, or if you didn't know how M1s worked, you would basically lose every fight. And it's not like M1s are these overpowered things that you can use. It gives the person using the M1s a way to do damage, but it also gives the other person a way to get out. They can easily barrage out of it and then bait them into a block. I mean, you might still see players using M1s properly, but that's only with stands that haven't been reworked yet. The World Over Heaven, Star Platinum, The World AU. Notice how these stands don't have a lot of moves. Star Platinum has its inhale, aura kicks, star finger. The World has its knives, its kick barrage, its road roller. The World AU has its knives, its chop, and its gun. And I don't think anyone would be lying if I said these are the most fun stands to use. They're simple to use and they don't have a massive list of moves that you can use. Example being King Crimson as well. It literally has 2 offensive moves. And it's one of my favorite stands to play. Now the main thing about all of these stands is you get most of your damage from your M1s. And I wouldn't be lying if I said these are fun universally. Everyone finds them fun to use. But when you compare it to stuff like Scary Monsters, White Album, Crazy Diamond, yeah, these stands are fun to use, but that's only for a short while. The reason why I found Crazy Diamond fun to use was because it was a new rework I hadn't even played yet. But after a while it got boring. I'm just saying the stands that we are getting now, there's no point of using M1s, and M1s are an important part of the game. The same goes with fighting styles as well, like boxing. There's 4 moves you can use. 4. Why is there 4 moves you can use? And most of them you can just chain together. This game is turning into one of those sit there and just watch yourself get comboed games. But then again, it is his game, he can do whatever he wants, but YBA isn't the skill-based game that it used to be. And I think that's why there's a lack of gang wars going on. There's a lack of everything that used to happen going on, you know? To summarize, stop turning stands into combo machines, please.